Australian, your resident road safety expert from Mobility Engineering, back again for another Q&A. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love those questions. Keep those questions coming. And as I always say, with my trusty subscribe pillow, please hit the button that looks a bit like this pillow down there somewhere. We'd love your support to get us to 1,000 subscribers. So keep hitting that button, keep giving us support, and we'll keep those videos coming. Okay, so today's question, relatively straightforward, and we're at our assessment centre in our training bench to run through the question for you and answer all the inquiries around that question. So the question today is around wheelchair tie-down straps and points and hooks. So what we have here is your typical standard wheelchair tie-down restraint system or restraint belt that's manufactured by Unwin or Brawnability nowadays, which is supplied to the market by Mobility Engineering, and you see other products and other brands and so on in the market, right? So there's plenty that are out there in the market. But typically they look something along the lines of this. The question has come specifically around the hook design here, right? So what the question is what is the required design of the hook that goes on the end of the straps for these wheelchair tie-down points? And the reason why is because the person is having some difficulty hooking on their restraint, right, onto the wheelchair. So what we're talking about, just to explain, and then I'll get onto this, if you see, I've got this chair here from our good friends at Sunrise Medical, with our demo chair, and it's got a wheelchair transport point. Now what I've got is my Unwin belt sitting there with the hook on the end, and basically what I do if I want to hook it on, before I transport, I pull that up, I hook it on, and so, and I'll lock it in place, right? And you'll do that on the other side and so on and so forth, and we've done videos around that sort of stuff in the past. Now, as you can see, I was able to hook it on relatively easily and just tighten it up like so. The design of this hook is what we call a J hook. So it kind of looks like the letter J, right? The requirement, there is actually a requirement on the Australian standard. So these products have to meet an Australian standard, which is AS 10542. And within that standard, there is a requirement for the hook. And it specifically says it has to be a hook which is generally in this design. And the reason why it needs to be like that is, as you saw, I was easily able to hook it on. So you're not able to have anything that locks it in place or closes it or anything like that. It needs to be something that you can just hook on and hook off really easily, and also have the ability to tighten and whatever, right? So the shape of the hook needs to be generally a J-type shape. It can't be locked in, it can't be closed in, and it can't basically be restrictive in any way. And yeah, so typically most of them look like this. Some of them have slightly different shapes. So me personally, I actually do like the Unwin one because of the shape. It sort of curves like that, and it allows for a nice big opening, and it kind of has a nice groove. There's other ones which have a straight line and just a straight, more of a straight J hook, which is like the Q straights and the other styles, some of the other ones, and they work fine. I just find that this one, because it's a little bit more open and a bit more chunky, it's just easier to put on, right? It just feels a bit safer, feels a bit better. So that's basically what we would say about that. So first of all, the hook, or generally the question is, what is the required, or is there a specification around the design of the hook? Yes, there is. It needs to be an open big hook like this, typically sort of some kind of J type style, and it allows you to then easily hook on and tighten up your restraint, and away you go. So hopefully that helps with your question. Thank you very much for sending in your questions. Keep those questions coming. We love them, and we'll see you next time.